Wow, I just started it on this video without ever recording. That's fun. This is gonna be a game of let's make sure our equipment is working and let's see how quickly we can record a video before someone inevitably knocks on the door again. Working from home problems. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Marlow York and I'm a self-published author. I was recently tagged by Alyssa Markins for a new tag that recently came onto YouTube. That's a freaking weird way of phrasing things. I'm having an afternoon already. This tag was created by Robert Jones over at StoryDTechtive. I'll link both of their channels down below in the description as well as the questions so that you guys can do this tag as well. And this tag is called the Creators Matter tag, and it was intended for creatives of all sorts, not just writers, authors, writerly folk, whatever. And so I watched Robert's video earlier this morning, and he basically decided to create this tag that is meant to unify creators in the online community. And he said that, and I totally agree with him, that YouTube and other social media platforms tend to be a hotbed of bullshit drama and cancel culture and a lot of stuff that just doesn't matter. And so he wanted to create a tag that was meant to sort of unify different types of creators. So that can be writers and bookish people, it can be artists, it can be makeup people, it can be cooks, I don't know what else, anything else you can create, musicians, whatever. Let's just keep going and just randomly say words, apparently. So he created this tag with the hopes of redirecting the algorithms so that we can all sort of network and get to know each other and create more positivity on YouTube rather than, you know, shooting the drama channels and the bullshit to the tops of the algorithms, so it's not just a hotbed of, you know, dumpster trash. So I'm just gonna start right in with the questions because I've lathered on long enough, and again, yeah, I've been interrupted several times already trying to film this video. Question number 1, what are your creative superpowers? So, like I said, I'm a self-published author and writer, so my main creative superpower or creative genre, outlet, whatever you want to say, is writing. I write pretty much just novels exclusively. I have written short stories and I've dabbled in poetry, but I'm not really that good at it, to be honest. I also used to draw and paint and do other forms of physical artwork, I guess you could call it. When I was much younger, I also used to sing, but I'm not very good at it and I'm not going to demonstrate now. And I guess you could say that since I now create videos on YouTube, I'm sort of a novice in video creating, editing, whatever, but for the most part, I consider myself a writer and someone who predominantly writes for their creative outlet. Number 2, what is your current WIP, that is work in progress? I'm currently working on the second book in my fantasy series, Blood of Fire, and the sequel is called Trail of Flames. It's going to end up being a trilogy, but right now I've been working very diligently for the last several months or so editing Trail of Flames, and it's taken a pretty long time, but that is what I'm currently doing. I'm editing the I don't know what draft of Trail of Flames, which I also plan to self-publish hopefully sometime this year. Cross your fingers, knock on wood, throw salt over your shoulder, whatever. Number 3, what inspired you to start your channel? I started watching, I don't even know when I started watching authors on AuthorTube. I didn't know that AuthorTube was a thing. I think I started watching Jenna Moreci, of course, and Lindsay Cummings on YouTube and realized that they were like authors who happened to also make videos about their books and about the writing process, writing tips, so on and so forth. And then I realized that there's actually a whole YouTube community about people who do author stuff, AuthorTube, and people who predominantly do bookish stuff, or BookTube. Originally, I started my channel with the idea that I wanted to share my tips and my writing experience to help other authors / writers get better at things, or just learn from my experience and my failures, or well, I guess I shouldn't say failures, but learn from my experiences and try to give people tips on writing and stuff like that. I haven't had my YouTube channel for very long. I've had it for less than a year now, and I quickly realized that I don't really like giving writing tip videos. I could explain why I don't, but I feel like that's just a pretty long-winded thing, and I don't want to be long-winded. I really don't want to. But once I realized that, I started to film videos more about just my writing experience in general and bookish stuff. I'll do, you know, like monthly favorites and just sort of like a recap of books and movies and stuff like that I've experienced. So I feel like my channel has evolved a little bit already in the short amount of time that I've had it, but that wasn't the question. The question was what inspired me to start my channel, and that was really just seeing other authors and bookish people talking about writing in books and wanting to share my experience and my opinions as well. that was a much better summary. I need to slow my brain down. Okay, question 4. What do you want to see more of on this platform? What do I want to see more of on YouTube? The types of videos that I watch vary a lot. I don't just watch writers and bookish people. I do watch creators of different sorts. I do watch a lot of like makeup artists and, just people who are daily vloggers, entertainers, stuff like that. So I already see a pretty decent range of stuff. I guess maybe something that I would like to see more of is maybe collaborations and ways that other writers, not just writers, other creators are building each other up instead of drama and cutting each other down and just complaining about, I don't know what kind of things people complain about these days, too much stuff. And that's kind of what the purpose of this tag is to sort of bring creators of all sorts together so that we can talk about our experiences, maybe network and, collaborate with each other, because I really like seeing collaborations between different creators. A lot of the YouTubers that I watch and follow now are ones that I found on other people's videos. A lot of times I'll know of a person on YouTube just from hearing about them in someone else's video, and then maybe they'll come on and film a video together, and then I realize, oh, that person has really interesting opinions or really cool skills. I feel like I could learn from them. I like their personality, they're entertaining, they're engaging, whatever. And so I'll end up checking out their channel, watching some of their videos, and following them. So I really like to see collaborations, and it doesn't matter who the creator is, especially when it comes to like the makeup type channels that I watch. I've really leapfrogged from one channel to the next and found a lot more creators that I like to watch and be entertained by and to learn things from. And the same goes for AuthorTube and BookTube. So yeah, I would like to see more collaborations of people working together so that we can all learn from each other and just talk more positively about each other and the different types of creative stuff that goes on in the world, like the real world and the online community, rather than drama and people cutting each other down or complaining about. Usually it's really insignificant stuff. Sometimes it's important and should be talked about. Other times it's people just wanting to bitch for the sake of being loud. And there are definitely people who have gained fame just from complaining and talking about negative stuff. And I did watch, I don't remember who it was, but I watched, I believe, a booktuber, someone who talks about books, and they basically gained a ton of traction from one negative video or something. It was a video that they were talking about something negatively, and even later on in a different video, they said that they wished that video hadn't been the one that had given them their claim to fame, so to speak, or given them lots of subscribers, because that's not really a great first video to really introduce you or whoever you are to a big audience. But unfortunately, drama videos and rant videos tend to get a lot of attention. And I've definitely watched them. I may end up filming some sort of rant video in the future, who knows, I can't say, but yeah, I would definitely like to see more positivity and positive collaboration on YouTube. I'm gonna stop talking about that. And the final question, question number 5. Do you aspire to sell services? I feel like I'm pretty stretched thin already when it comes to my responsibilities, online and offline. Without getting into too much detail, I said that I am a self-published author, however, that's not what I do full-time. That's sort of a part-time gig that really takes the back burner over my full-time job, which is as an SEO analyst for a company that is based in San Diego. So I have my full-time job, writing is itself a part-time job, and then of course I have all the online and marketing stuff that goes along with it. I consider all of my social media presences? That's a weird word. I consider them all an extension of my writing and bookish self. So I predominantly use social media to, of course, engage with other people, because I do like meeting other authors and creative people through social media. Like, being a creative person can be very isolating, but I do consider those sort of an extension of my writer self. And on top of all that, I own a house, I have a husband, we don't have kids yet, but we do have a fur child chilling and taking a nap in the other room right now. So with all of those things combined, I'm a very busy person and I don't see myself selling services anytime soon. Maybe in the future if for some reason, if by some stroke of luck and talent and all the stars align, I manage to make writing and books a much more lucrative business for myself, then yeah, I might want to sell services of some sort to help other authors and to also bolster my writing stuff, because writing and publishing books costs money, as well as living in general costs money. I set up a profile for myself years ago on Fiverr as an editor. I don't remember what kind of editing I said I was going to do, but that really didn't go anywhere. I couldn't get anyone to actually pay me money for editing. People just came to me very rarely to do random stuff that had nothing to do with editing. Like, someone wanted me to talk about different types of pets I had owned so that they could write like a website or a blog article or something. And then someone else wanted me to review an item, which they sent to me for free and had me review. So yeah, Fiverr didn't end up being much of anything. I don't know a whole lot about it now because I don't have an account on there anymore, as far as I know. But I think it's definitely an oversaturated platform, especially for people who are newcomers. It's hard to gain traction and to get people to buy your services when there's so many other people doing the same thing as you. I'm pretty sure Robert talked about this in his video, that if he did have some sort of payment or way that you could give money to me, he said that he would do like a Patreon or Ko-fi, I don't know how you pronounce that sort of thing. And that's more like a tip jar, as he described it. On Patreon, people can pay for certain things depending on the tier. So like a 99-cent or $1 tier might be like, oh, you get access to this like secret bonus vlog or something. And then higher tiers are better things. But from what I understand about Ko-fi, I don't know what it's called. That's more like a tip jar thing where you don't necessarily have to offer anything, but someone can just decide to send you some money. So like $1, $5, and it's meant to like buy you a coffee, but you don't necessarily have to do anything in return. I mean, it sounds kind of like, ooh, give me money for nothing just because, but yeah, that's why I call it like a tip jar. So I might do that someday if someone felt inclined to throw $1 my way. That would be, I mean, much appreciated, but kind of random. But as of right now, no, I don't sell any services, and I don't intend to for the foreseeable future unless I, for some reason, find a need to and feel like it would be a service that would be worth people's money. So I would never try to sell a service that I can't do very well. Some people do that, from what I've heard, and that's shady as fuck. You should be ashamed. But for me personally, I wouldn't have the time or the energy to provide a decent service. So right now I don't. Was that all the questions? Yeah, I believe so. So now I'm supposed to tag other creators and smaller channels on YouTube. This is the part I really suck at because I'm really bad at remembering names and channel names, but I know that a lot of the people who follow me on YouTube are smaller platforms, so I definitely encourage you guys to try this tag for yourself, tag other people that you know, let people know on whatever social media accounts that you post on that they should do this tag as well. I would love to suggest other types of creators for you guys to follow, but again, I can't think of them off the top of my head, and I don't want to necessarily tag people who don't do YouTube as well. But a lot of the people that I interact with on Instagram are also writers, but some of them are artists. There's a lot of people who do like digital art and create book covers and do paintings and do cosplay and create all kinds of cool stuff. So I would definitely direct you to Instagram, because if you check out the people who follow me and that I follow, a lot of them are really good creators. So that's the best I can do because I don't know who else to tag in this kind of thing. I'm really bad at tagging people. So if you're watching this video and you create something, even if it's just YouTube videos, then I tag you. Like I said, I will leave the questions below in the description, as well as links to Robert, aka StoryDTechtive, and Alyssa Markins' channels, because Robert created this tag and Alyssa tagged me, and yeah. If you'd like to keep up with me on my writing endeavors, I will link all of my other social media accounts down in the description. If you'd like to check out my self-published debut novel, Blood of Fire, before you pick up the sequel, which I am still editing, I'll get there. I'm getting there. I'm working on it, I swear. I will also leave that link below in the description. So until next time, see ya!